But for right now, please give a big round of applause for Nichelle Nichols. Meyer, and Alan Howarth, and Peter, can you put these out the lobby right there? Cool, we'll get started here. So, thank you all for joining us here this evening for this special screening for the 30th anniversary of Star Trek II. I'm going to go ahead and begin with Nichelle, of course. And this one, I know a lot of people have heard this before. But, oh, sorry, 35th. 35th anniversary, thank you.
35th, thank you very much.
So this sort of, for those who might not be quite familiar with how you became first associated with Star Trek, the television series.
I really don't know. I got a call one day, and I said I'd love to meet some people, you know, who love Star Trek. And I went, and I've been doing it ever since. I love the people who love the show, and there's so many who do, because I love it, and I love what he gave us. And hi there.
I'm just here to crash the party.
And so here I am, and I thank you all.
Now, I want to talk about this here book, Nicholas, about how you became involved with Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan, and you basically had 12 days to go through 5 previous drafts to come together with the story for the movie, correct?
That is correct.
So can you tell a little bit about that? Like, what was the process you went through to go ahead, having yourself, being a successful writer, taking and going through those earlier drafts and finding something, the best parts of those, and using that to create what would become Star Trek II?
Well, the choice of what we picked in the 5 previous drafts for a Star Trek II movie was made jointly by myself, Harv Bennett, and Robert Sallin, his producing partner. Harv had actually watched all the episodes and singled out the Spacey episode as having the promising premise of depositing Khan. That was not one of those 5. I don't think that was one of those 5 scripts. I can't remember. But there were 5 scripts, and we sat and talked, and it was my idea, because when draft 5 came in and it was decided that it was not to be used, that they didn't like it, and I asked to read it, and then I asked to read draft 4 and all the other things. And you didn't just hit send then. A truck drove up. So I had to, and I'm a slow reader, so I went, and then I said, so why don't we pick out the things that we all like in these 5 scripts? And I said, I don't care if it's a major plot, a subplot, a sequence, a scene, a character, a line of dialogue, doesn't matter. Let's make a laundry list of those things. So in conjunction with the 2 of them, and starting with the Khan idea, we picked the Genesis planet. Kirk meets his son. Lieutenant Savick, we liked that character. There was a simulator sequence that was on page 40 of draft 3, minus Spock, but it was there. We liked the simulator. So we picked those things, and then it was, I mean, I can't really tell you about the 12 days of Christmas because I was so busy, trying to sort of fiddle with this Rubik's Cube. The only thing that I can tell you in retrospect is that as I was cobbling them together and putting my own dialogue over it, and I was not an expert, so later on people who were would say, this is not the way Uhura talks, so I'd have to learn to write it the way Nichelle knew it should be written. But as I was doing it, the themes of the movie began to emerge, namely friendship, old age and death. That's, what I thought I was writing about. Mind you, the word definitive should never be used in any discussion of a work of art. If you show an apple to Cézanne and Gauguin and Da Vinci and say paint an apple, you're not going to get a definitive apple. You will get three. It's a collaboration. Artists are people who put messages in bottles, and when the message is in the bottle, you throw it out into the wide world, and the artist loses all proprietary authority over their creation. So it is not up for me to tell you what the movie is about. I can only tell you what I thought it was about while I was writing, or what I wanted it to be about. But whatever's inside the bottle is up to you guys to decipher. And I'm not going to be there while you're doing it saying, no, that's not gum, that's gun. You get what I'm saying?
Was there ever a moment, with the experts where they said, well, this character would, my character would talk like this, would say this, would act this way, that you then said, well, that might not be the case normally, but with the emphasis on the aging of the crew.
What you have to understand is that the cast of the Enterprise had been in show after show. They had worked with all different directors, all different writers. They were very good and very tactful at dealing with whoever was stepping into the commander's chair, and very diplomatically saying, whatever. And yes, this was definitely stretching, and it was much more on a sort of personal level, and there was not a big attempt to, they went with it. The only thing Bill said to me was, because originally I specified how old Kirk was, and he said, do we have to do that? And I understood, don't laugh, because if we specify that an actor is such and such an age in a movie, and then he's up for a role in another movie where he's supposed to be a younger person, and they say, no, you're already on the record as admitting to this. So, it's too simple to say, oh yes, that was vanity. And no, it was professional, clear thinking, I think.
So we talked a little about, coming on board as Peter Preston and a little too right. Can we hear that light down just a little bit, please? Oh, that's nice. I like that too. So, can you talk a little bit about coming on board as Peter Preston? Of course, very well known for your work in the Witch Hunt movies earlier on.
Thank you very much. Yes, I can say I had two dreams as a young actor. One was to be in a Disney movie. The other was to be in anything Star Trek. And there was nothing Star Trek available when I wanted to do that. And when it became available, I hounded my agents beyond all belief to make sure I got a chance to come in and read for whatever it was, and could not have been more excited when I had a chance to do so. I think I had to come back a couple times. I thought it was pretty darn good the first time I auditioned, but they wanted me to come back again a couple more times before they said, yeah, we think you're right, we were Preston. But I came to the project the way most working actors do, is I auditioned for it, and fulfilled a bucket list item at an awfully young age, and have this man to thank for what I still believe, and I know a lot of you do, is the best Star Trek film ever made. And I still
And Alan, now you started with Star Trek with the motion picture, creating these special sound effects. At what point were you brought on for Star Trek 2?
Well, as you said, my first movie was Star Trek motion picture. I got the job by making an audition tape for the sound of the Starship Enterprise, and that tape became the sound of the Starship Enterprise. I hit out of the park on my first stroke. So therefore, I owned the what does the Enterprise sound like, what does the transporter sound like, what do the phasers sound like. So all the things that were optical effects that you couldn't record with a microphone, because it was some futuristic thing, I became the special sound effects guy. So when I did the first one, I didn't even think about a sequel. All of a sudden you get the call, we're going to do another one. Wow, that's cool. Do everything you did last time, but do it again and do it better. So that was the essence.
I made a contribution to the sound. I did, because when I came on the Enterprise in the interior, I was never aware of any interior sound, and I said, no, it's got to make a noise. And I was always thinking in terms of submarines. To me, it was a submarine movie. And we were sitting in a screening room on the Paramount lot, and the air conditioning unit was on, and I said, that's the sound I want. And Celia Waters recorded that sound, and I think ever after, when you're aboard the Enterprise, you hear that heartbeat throb near or far, depending on where you are in relation to the engine room.
Yeah, that was actually screening room 13. From then on, it was known as room 13. What is the sound?
Ah. Anyway, that was my sound investment.
Now, also, of course, Star Trek II also featured the first fully CGI animated sequence for a motion picture as well, too.
Correct.
And can you talk a little bit about that to me about?
Well, I can up to a certain point. This was the second movie I ever directed following Time After Time. So what I knew about any of this stuff, thank you, my mother, she was watching the TV version of it the other day, called me up and said, do I have to keep watching this?
Did you say yes and I'm going to read out your questions?
No, I said, no, I'm not. I said, I'm not watching. Anyway, I was not, certainly at that time, extremely well versed in special effects. And one of the things I noticed is that the script that I had written was a sort of indoor-outdoor script in terms of what the effects were. Indoors, I was dealing with the actors, and outdoors, I was dealing with the folks at Industrial Light and Magic, and it was much more complicated than it is now. The Industrial Light and Magic offices are up in San Rafael, they were. We're down here. Somebody had to fly with footage and schematics or whatever back and forth between, it wasn't like you could just have a meeting on Skype and hold up the draw, and it was nothing like that, or put it in email it back and forth. It was much more complicated. But basically what happened was those folks up there went over this script with a fine-tooth comb, much finer tooth than I ever, I was just grinding it out at that point. And they would hand me back drawings. And then we would discuss those drawings and an item, and I could say, this looks good, this looks bad. And I didn't know what they did with it until they started sending sort of mock-up versions of it. And I would say, this looks good, that looks good. And a lot of plane fare involved in all of this. The CGI stuff, I believe, was done out of Utah, I think. And it was the first time, and it's very crude, but of course it's not supposed to be real. It's supposed to be Dr. Marcus's demonstration tape of Project Genesis. But that was the first time we ever did it. I do remember that 10 years later, when I was doing Star Trek VI, we had to do an assassination. And I said, how do you assassinate somebody in space? I was wondering. And they thought, how is it that when you see movies of the space station, everybody is floating? But when you see a Star Trek movie or a Star Wars movie, they're walking like they're in a Holiday Inn. And I thought, okay, so all these spaceships have gravity devices, something that simulates gravity. Okay, I understood that, some kind of centrifuge. But then, why is it that when they're shooting torpedoes and ray guns at each other, that gravity machine is never hit? And then I thought, what if it worked? What if the assassins knock out the Klingon gravity machine, everybody starts floating, and then these assassins in lead-lined boots or magnetic boots walk in and do away with the Klingon Chancellor, which was our name for Mr. Gorbachev. And I told my dentist told me how much he loved that movie, and I said, "How do you like it? You predicted the Soviet coup before you even happened." And he said, "What?" I said, "Well, you know, Gorkon was our version of Gorbachev, and a long thing." And he says, "Oh, I guess I should see it again." Anyway, as I was writing that script, I thought, how do you do weightless assassination? Because I said there should be blood, floating blood, bubbles of blood. And I had no idea how you were going to do that. But I didn't want to hear any objections from me. As I said, it's movies, we'll figure it out. And sure enough, CGI had progressed to that point where it was easy to do it. Easy.
So, a big part of the Star Trek franchise, beginning with Star Trek 2, of course, was Harv Bennett. And his daughter, Kaylee Bennett, is here in audience tonight. And Susan Bennett tried to make that fortunately making. But I was wondering if each of you could share some of your memories of working with Harv. Share some memories working with Harv Bennett.
Oh, Harv Bennett. He knows what he wants, and he's very good to work with and for. And if you have any ideas of your own, a lot of times they'll say to you, "Well, just do what I said to," But he will actually talk with you about it and get some ideas. He said, "Well, that's interesting. What do you think about that?" And you may or may not turn around and see it in the script. So I like her.
Harv Bennett was the reason I became involved in this because I didn't know anything about Star Trek. They said, "You should sit down with Harv Bennett. He's going to do the second movie."
Absolutely.
And he said, "You'd like him." And Harv was really a brilliant guy. He had been very successful in television with Mod Squad, $6 Million Man. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know him. But he'd sit there with a bottle of beer on his desk, and his cover, his camouflage was, "I'm just one of the guys." And so you wouldn't realize just how smart he really was. But he knew his stuff, but it was all under this sort of hail fellow, well met, so you can just talk to me. And when I was up in ILM the first time, and having these meetings, and the phone rang, they called and the phone was Harv. And Harv was on the phone, he goes, "We have a problem. Bill Shatner hates the script." I said, "He hates the script, my script?" "Yeah, that's the script we're talking about." And he said, "Don't worry, we'll talk about it when you get back." And I went back to this meeting thinking, there's no movie, why am I having this conversation? Man hates this, what am I? And then I got back, and Bill came in, very excited. "The script is a disaster." And I didn't even hear what he was saying, but my bladder kept filling up. I kept having to go to the men's room, and he said, "What is it?" I said, "No, I just ate, whatever it was," but whatever it was, my humiliation, my rage, my panic, was all coming out in pee. And finally he swept out. And I looked at Harv and I said, "What are we going to do?" He says, "We don't have a problem. Let's bring it down to bite-sized pieces." And by God, he sliced and diced the thing, and I thought, "Oh, give me 24 hours. And in 24 hours, I fixed it. Bill wanted to be the first man through the door.